This is a tutorial for how to use REDCap for the EVMS Connect for Health Wellness Coaches. As a coach, you'll need to visit REDCap multiple times to enter in pieces of information related to your participant and to view your participant's enrollment form. Now, to start, we ask that you log in. You should have received an email from REDCap administrators letting you know that you've been assigned to the project and how to set up your login. So please log in. And you should be taken to the EVMS Connect for Health participant data homepage, which is this page right here. Now, your homepage will look different. I am an administrator, so you can see the administrator's view, which will let you see a few more details, but essentially the setup is the same. The homepage will let you see the current users and other information related to the project, but what we're concerned with is entering and viewing data. So on the left-hand side, you'll see data collection. Please click Record Status Dashboard, and you'll be taken to a dashboard in which you will see data for participants that have been assigned to you. Again, this is the administrator's view, so I will be able to see all of the participants who have been assigned into REDCap. For our purposes, we'll use Test 1 as an example. And so if you click on the name that's presented in your dashboard, you will be taken to a page that looks something similar to this. It'll have the record ID, which one member of our team will rename to the name of your participant. And you will be able to see all the data starting with participant enrollment form coaches. You will not be able to see the consent form or the original enrollment form because it has sensitive information related to the participant that we need to keep closed and secure. So please start by clicking on participant enrollment form coaches, the green bubble right next to that, and you'll be able to see information for your participant. You'll see when they signed the consent form, when they were officially enrolled. You'll also see which staff member handled the enrollment. You'll see the participant's first and last name and any preferred name that they have, as well as any gender that they identify with or race or ethnicity. You'll also be able to see contact information for your participant, and down at the bottom, you will also see information related to their health indicators. So their height, their weight, their calculated BMI, any reported blood pressure that they have had most recently taken, as well as their most recent A1C. You can view this form as many times as you need to, but when you're in the process of setting up your initial contact with your participant, in which you will introduce yourself and complete the assessment form, we ask that you open the assessment form. There are a number of ways to do this. Once you're looking at your record for your participant, you can click on Record ID, which will again be the participant's name. And then from here, you can navigate to Participant Assessment Form and click this bubble right next to that. And then you can go through the assessment form with your participant as you have them on the phone. And that'll be a nice, easy, and concise way to get through this entire assessment. And when you are finished and you double check to make sure every answer has been inputted to the best of your ability, please mark the form as complete, and you can save an exit form, which will take you back to the homepage for your participant data. And so we recommend on the initial contact that you complete the assessment form with your participant, but the next really important piece of information that we need is a detailed contact log submission. And so to do that, you will go to the bubble directly below the assessment form, detailed contact log, and you will click that. And this will take you to the form that you'll be using in REDCap most frequently, your contact log. And so we want you to become very well acquainted with this form. You'll need to input your name, the date of the contact, and the enrollment cycle. And the enrollment cycle just refers to which 30-day segment or session of coaching your participant is on. Some participants will only want to do one cycle, which is this current 30 days, but some will continue to go on for another 30 days, and that will be cycle 2. And if they continue 30 days past cycle 2, that's cycle 3, so forth and so on. And then you will also, so for our purposes, I'll fill in some data. You will also need to indicate which contact method was used. Now, if this is a goal-setting conversation, we recommend that happen over the phone. And so either calling their home phone or their cell phone. And if you are calling them, we want you to indicate start and the end time. So let's say you started at 5:50 p.m. and then you ended at 6:30 p.m. We just need to be able to record the duration. And then we need to know what the purpose of the contact is. So is it a midweek check-in or is it a goal assessment? And for this purpose, we'll say it's a goal assessment. And you'll get different answers that you'll need to fill in depending on what kind of contact it is. Now remember, we advise you to be in communication with your participant at least twice a week. One time during the week, you need to send them some encouraging notes that is related to their goal. So let's say their goal is to reduce the amount of sodas that they drink. We encourage you to send them a text or an email about how well that they're doing on their goal, something to help keep their spirits up, and maybe even some information that might encourage them. A little text or tidbit of information saying that people who set their goals slowly over a period of time are more likely to stick with it. Something to encourage your participant, or some tip or piece of information that you could share with them. And then if you do that for a midweek check-in, that would look like, the form would look like this, and you would explain what kind of education or encouragement was offered and any additional notes that you'd like to report on. Now, if you're doing a goal assessment, you're checking in on their goal, you would list and explain what the current goal is, and that to help us, you will also categorize the type of goal: weight loss, healthy eating, physical activity, something else. And you'll note whether or not the goal is completely achieved, partially achieved, or incomplete. And it is a little subjective, and that's why we do leave space for you to indicate or to report on any additional notes to help clarify this if you do not feel like these options are thorough enough. And you'll also note whether or not the goal was revised. So this is the basic contact log. We want to keep it short and simple, but allowing us to collect really pertinent pieces of information. When you're done with this, you will click, you will mark the form as complete, and then you will click Save and Exit Form. And once you do this, oh, I didn't write my name. And I'll write my name is Steph. Okay, Save and Exit Form, and then there you go. Your contact log has been submitted. Now, to enter multiple pieces of contact log information, you will simply click this button right next to the green circle indicating that you've completed this form, and you can enter a new instance of this contact log. And you will do this as many times as you need to until your participant has concluded their 30 days or until they are done with whatever cycle that they are on. And this is essentially all that you will have to do for the contact log. I'm going to go back out of this and go up here under the record ID. I want to show you what the post-test looks like. It is very similar to the assessment form. Okay, so this is a post-test, and it'll let you it is a very self-explanatory form as well. There are pieces of health information that we need to collect. And then you'll ask your participant these questions. It is rather lengthy, so we do recommend that your participant and yourself block out about 30 minutes or so to complete this thoroughly and comfortably. And when you are done, as with the other forms, you will mark it as complete, and you will save and exit the form. And that concludes our tutorial on how to use REDCap for wellness coaches. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us and email our staff and let us know. Thank you so much.